Hi, and welcome to Regina's Tea Time. And this is our recipe for my Grandma Kitchen's pumpkin bread. It's great for the holiday time if you gather with your family. It's a really quick recipe and simple to make. It's going to make 3 loaves or 2 9x5 loaves, But the smaller pans you can make 3 loaves. Our ingredients are going to be 3 cups of sugar, 3½ cups of flour, 4 eggs, 1 cup of oil, salad oil. I don't know if you can see that. 1 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie, but 1 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin. Or, you can actually, if you really want to get homemade with it, you can get a pumpkin and, cook it down yourself. But for me, I just like to open the can, so get the pure pumpkin. Okay? Then our spices over here, we're going to have 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You're going to have 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of allspice. Okay? Now, we're going to mix this in 2 separate stages. First, we're going to mix all our dry ingredients, okay? That's going to be our flour, our salt, baking powder, baking soda, and all our spices. Again, that's cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, ground cloves, pumpkin pie spice. And I'll post this recipe along with the video. So you're going to mix all your dry ingredients before you add them with the wet ingredients, so all your spices are well mixed into your flour mixture. Okay. Once we do that, you see that? Next, we're going to mix what I call our wet mixture. And even though we start out with sugar, which is a dry ingredient, we're going to mix in the 1 cup of the vegetable or salad oil. And before we add anything else to that, you're just going to mix that in really good with a whisk. Or if you have the KitchenAid mixers, that's, you can use that, I ain't got that much money. So I just use my arm. So, okay. And just mix it till it's kind of a grainy consistency like that, Alright, then we're going to add the 4 eggs and your can of pumpkin. And you might need a spoon. Get all that pumpkin, that's good stuff. So mix all our wet ingredients here like this. And you're going to have 1/3 cup of water set aside. And you'll see what I'm going to do with that in just a minute. As we start to mix our dry ingredient with the pumpkin, the wet mixture, the flour together, you want to add the water to make sure it mixes well. Okay, wet ingredients are going to look like that, are your pumpkin and your egg and your oil and your sugar, okay? Then, we're going to slowly add your flour into this mixture. Add a little flour, kind of fold it in, add a little water with it. And just keep doing that till you get a nice consistency going. No lumps. So we'll come back in just a minute and I'll show you how to get your pans ready and what the mixture looks like before we put it in our pans. Okay, we have our mixture all ready to be put in the pans. You can see this consistency. Okay. As I said earlier, you want to preheat your oven to 350, bake at 1 hour. And we're going to make 3 loaves. just fill your pans about halfway to allow for the bread to rise. And really, it just took, 10 minutes to make this. So it's a really nice, quick treat for you and your family. And people will appreciate you took time to make something homemade for them. They're going to appreciate that more than the gift you're going to buy them that they will probably return. So save your money. Make them something homemade. And this pumpkin bread is a really spicy pumpkin bread. You can make the recipe your own by adding as much or as little of the spices as you want. But check back in just a few minutes and I will show you the finished bread. Okay? Okay. One quick thing before I put these in the oven. Just tap them gently on the table to get any air out. So you don't have a lot of air bubbles in your bread, because I don't like that. And you can also add, in addition to just this basic recipe, you can add nuts or raisins or anything that you enjoy in your bread. So, but it's really quick, really fast. I had somebody give me a bread maker one time, and I didn't like the way it mixed this recipe up. So I do everything by hand, and you can make it the way that you want to, but it's really quick, and it's a better consistency if you hand mix it instead of using a bread maker. But you make the decision on that. We're going to bake these again, as I said, at 350 for 1 hour. Okay, we just took our pumpkin bread out of the oven, and it cooked for about an hour. If it needs a little more, how you test it, or how I test it, is I take a butter knife, stick it down in the center. If it comes out clean, then it's done. And sometimes if it's almost clean, then I go ahead and take it out because it'll finish cooking in the pan as well. But what I do is I take one loaf, and we go ahead and slice it. I've got a fake slice here because I already sliced it. And we eat it. And then the other two, I either give to family or you can freeze. And how I like to keep moisture in my bread is I take it from the pan before it's completely cool, and then I wrap it in aluminum foil, and you can freeze it, or you can just give it as a gift like that, or save it for your dinner whenever your family's coming over. But it's really simple. This is my Grandma Kitchen's pumpkin bread. Enjoy it, make it for yourselves, add what you want to it, and let me know what you think about it. And have a good weekend.